Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you have been following the better part of my chart breakdowns here on YouTube, then you know I am an avid believer of trading in line with the trend. But then every now and then I do take advantage of counter trend trade opportunities that the market presents, just like the Home 300, Home 300 index trade opportunity presented us right here. Currently moving nicely for a nice 125 RR, and but just a few pips shy of the overall take profit right here. Which I'm very certain price would get to in the next couple of hours. In today's video, I will be shedding light on the concepts I always look out for once I want to take such counter trend trade opportunities, and that is the concept of divergence. While understanding the concept of divergence comes handy in identifying trend reversals. This, when added in confluence with other technical analysis, is a no-brainer. So what then is divergence? Or divergence is when price moves in opposite direction to any technical indicator. And personally, I make use of awesome oscillator indicator for identifying divergence. The awesome oscillator indicator. And now this is what I mean by price moving in opposite direction to the indicator. Very clearly, as you can see from the daily time frame on the 300 index, we had price very clearly in a downtrend with the sellers pressure dominating the market, presenting us what series of what swing lows and swing highs. How then would I have known that we would see buying pressure step into the market and then most likely further see a change in trend? This is where divergence comes in. You can clearly see we had this level right here as a swing low, and then we had a lower low. So we had price clearly presented us what? A lower low right here. But then as opposed to what we can see the awesome oscillator indicator do right here, we had price what? From The awesome oscillator indicator presenting us what? Higher low. So we have what? We have price. As you can see, the candlesticks giving us lower lows just right about here. And then moving down to the awesome oscillator, the reverse is the case. We have price giving us what? Higher low. Now that is the divergence we're talking about, where the price moves in opposite direction to any technical indicator. And in this case, the indicator being used is what? The awesome oscillator indicator. Now then what? This tells me what? There's likely going to be what? A trend reversal in the market. Just being able to identify what? The divergence in the market using what? The awesome oscillator comparison to what? The candlestick movement. The second example would be volatility 51S index. Volatility 51S index right here, as you can see in front of your screen. From the daily time frame perspective, you can clearly see we are having to see price what? In a very much bullish market structure, even though currently we have had that shift in market structure. But then we clearly see price presented as what? Higher highs, series of higher highs and higher lows. And then what? When once we compare that to what? The price movements of the candlestick in comparison to what? The awesome oscillator, you can clearly see we have ourselves what? A case of what? A divergence right here. So while we had a candlestick presenting us what? Higher highs, just at these levels, that's at the level here. While we had price presenting us what? Higher highs. Looking at the awesome oscillator, the reverse is the case. We have what? A case of lower highs being presented here. And this is an example of what? A clear divergence. As opposed to what we saw on boom 300 index, this is a bearish divergence, telling us that the market is overbought, is at an overbought price, and then a sell-off or a trend reversal is imminent. And then what, as you can see, we clearly add what? From the daily time frame, having identified the divergence, what did we get to see? A very bearish momentum daily candlestick close, shifting the market structure from bullish to bearish right about this level here. With this being the last previous swing low that led to this higher high. And then what we're having to see price create us what? A new what? Lower low, breaking and closing below the previous higher low, shifting the market structure now from what? From bearish to bullish. Now, this is where you want to take advantage of what? Of the divergence. Then identify potential opportunities, trade opportunities in the direction. Like I said, this is a clear case of what? Of a bearish divergence, indicating that what? A sell-off is imminent. What I would expect from volatility 51 S index is what? Clear, a very clear daily candlestick close below this level, and then a retest to continue what? Further sell-off. With this level in my first take profit target. Is one thing to be able to identify divergence, and then another to make do with the knowledge to identify possible trade opportunities. Moving back to 200 index, here we have a clear case of a bullish divergence, signifying that what? A buy reversal is imminent. Having identified the divergence and knowing, well, this might usher in a price reversal, this is where I would scale down to the lower time frames to look out for what? Break of market structure. And then this takes me down towards the 4-hourly time frame. Here, before I take out the awesome oscillator, this I quickly want to point out something also from the 4-hourly time frame before I delete the awesome oscillator. So this is the divergence we identified from the daily time frame right here. As you can clearly see, we are having to see price out from the 4-hourly time frame. Give us what? A lower low. And then what? The awesome oscillator doing the opposite, giving us what? A higher low, which is a clear case of what? A bullish divergence, like I stated not quite long. And then again, what? From the 4-hourly time frame, we clearly add what? The daily time frame, giving us what? The bullish divergence. And also looking at the 4-hourly time frame, right at this zone here, take note, there's also another 4-hourly divergence that price presented us here. As you can see, we had this low, we had this swing high, and then we had a lower low from the 4-hourly time frame. And then at that very level, let's move down to the awesome oscillator and then see what was presented us. The reverse here is the case. We're having to see what? Higher low right here, right at the level. So while we had a 4-hourly what? Lower low case as seen from the candlestick representation here, we're having to see what the awesome oscillator giving us what a higher low key. So we are having a divergence in a divergence. While we had the daily time frame bullish divergence, we're having also to see clearly what a 4-hourly bullish divergence. Now, this further solidifying what our trend reversal bias. And now this is the job of the awesome oscillator. Clearly having identified that what the divergence using the awesome oscillator, I can now take out the awesome oscillator. Having done its job, and then predicted that the price rally is imminent. Now, this is where, from the 4-hourly time frame, I want to look at for what? Structure shifts. I clearly want to identify a shift in market structure, as that would be what? My entry confirmation for longs. So clearly, as you can see, we had this level being a key level right here. Price testing the level multiple number of times. So what on these two occasions, the level acted here as a support. And then we have what? The resistance here. We have also the level as a resistance here. And then what? The resistance here also. So you can see multiple number of times we've had price what? Tested that level and then what bounced off of the level. So this be the key level. And then this was the last time we had what price test the level from beneath, with the level acting as what as a resistance. And then we had a clear breakout of the level. So previously broken resistance becomes what? The new support. So at the retests of the level, we're expected to see price find what? Support at the level. And then we're having to see what? Candlestick confirmations off of that level also. And then just above that level, we would have a second key level that stood out. You can see we have price find resistance here. We had price find support just at this level. We had price find support here. We had price find support right here. And then what? We're having price find resistance here. So having broken above this previous key level, we expected the retest of the level. And then what? We're having to see price what present us what? Candlestick confirmations. We're having what? The rejection candlestick. And then what? My entry for long was as soon as we had this bullish momentum candlestick close at the retest of this level, very also clearly breaking above what? This next identified key level right here. At this bullish momentum candlestick close, and that was my entry signal for longs just at the close of that. And then I had my stop loss just somewhere below the candlestick width. And then what's my TP moving downwards to the daily time frame. So I'm expecting for price to come into this level right here. Where I have my take profit set. For a 1 to 5 risk to reward on from 300 index. And price is clearly just a few pips away from my projected take profit level. So I did share this on the Telegram channel. I will leave a link somewhere in the description below this video. And also, guys, if you find this video very insightful, do well to hit the like button and then give this video that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and do well to like and share this video. See you in the next video, guys.